Now that I've been put through hell, I never got anyone's help. I had to do it all myself. I don't ever slow up, no I don't take shit. I got no love for the fakeness. If you wanna play tough and wanna hate this, I'll always show up and make a statement. I don't ever slow up, no I don't take shit. I got no love for the fakeness. If you wanna play tough and wanna hate this, I'll always show up and make a statement. I don't ever slow up, no I don't take shit. I got no love for the fakeness. If you wanna play tough and wanna hate this, I'll always show up and make a statement.
Good morning. Good morning. Can you guys hear me well? Stormy, I know you're out there, so you'll be able to tell me. Can you hear me? Hey, Fox. Can you hear me well? Hey, Mikey. Good to see ya. Sound okay so far? All right. Good deal, Stormy. Fox, I did remember to add myself to the screen today. All right, guys. So I guess we'll go ahead. We'll get started. We won't drag this out. I probably do need to change this real quick, though. Okay. All right, guys. Here we go. Okay, we're going to start off with Stephen. I'm going to say Stephen Chat. Stephen Norman Chat was last seen leaving his dorm room at Ferland Hall at Columbia University. Stephen has not been seen since. He favors wearing beards. Stephen also wears glasses, has several scars around his left eye. Stephen was 20 years old when he went missing. He's missing from New York. He's been missing since March 13th, 1972. I hope you guys can still hear me. Fox, am I still good here in sound? Oh, wait a minute. Make sure you guys can hear me. Okay. All right. Then I'll finish this. He was 5'10", 155 pounds. If you have any information about his whereabouts, please contact the New York City Police Department at 212-694-7781. Next, we have Deborah Lowe. Deborah's missing from Pompano Beach. I always mess that up, Florida. She was last seen on February 29th, 1972. She was 13 years old at the time she went missing. She was 5'6", 125 pounds. Deborah Sue Lowe was last seen at school on February 29th in 72, wearing a yellow top, black pants with stripes, and a tan poncho. Deborah has a chipped tooth and a small scar on her left leg. The ring she was wearing at the time of her disappearance was an aquamarine stone in the center, flower shaped with 8 petals. In the middle of the petals, there was a little blue dot. The band and the wire went around the petals. They were gold. The petal was off white or eggshell color. Dermot Kelly. Dermot Kelly has been missing since January 30th, 1972. As you can see, he has an age progressed photo. Please take a good look at that. You never know. Maybe there's something about his face that you would recognize if you see him out. He was 16 years old at the time of his disappearance, 6 foot tall, 150 pounds. He walked out of his home on January 3rd and has not been seen or heard from since. It is unknown where he may be. If you have any information, please call 815-433-2161. Lynn is missing from Vermont. She was last seen when she was 18 years old, December 10th, 1971. She was 5'3", 125 pounds. She was last seen See, she was a freshman at Middlebury College and was last seen waiting outside of a health food store near a bus stop located on Court Street in Middlebury. Lynn was last seen wearing a navy blue pullover knit sweater, brown ski parka, and blue jeans. Lynn, Lynn had severe acne at the time of her disappearance. Please take a look at her face. She has an age progressed photo. Please see if there's anything about her face that stands out to you that you would notice her if you saw her out and about. You can, if you have any information about her whereabouts, please contact the Middlebury Police Department at 802-388-3191. Next, we have Jamie Grissom. Jamie is missing from Vancouver, Washington. She was last seen December 7th, 1971. She was 16 at the age of her disappearance. She was 5'4", 125 pounds. Again, there's her age progressed photo. Very beautiful woman. See if there's any kind of characteristic about her that you would notice outside of here and in public, so maybe you could bring her home. She disappeared walking home from high school. She was wearing blue jeans, white tennis shoes, and with little drawings like peace signs, love, etc., with a red and white striped blouse and puffy sleeves. Her ears are pierced, and she could be missing a number 15 tooth. She may spell her last name Grissom, Grissim. If you have any information, please contact Clark County Sheriff at 360-397-2211. Next is Anthony Merrill. He's missing from Atlanta, Georgia. He was 9 years old when he 9 years old in his disappearance, excuse me, and he weighed 95 pounds. Anthony Lee Merrill was 19 years old when he went missing. He was last seen at home at the Harris Homes community on Sells Avenue in Atlanta, Georgia. Wow, he was only 9 years old. There is his age progressed photo. Again, if you can find any kind of characteristic about his face that would stand out to you, please do. If you have any information, contact the Atlanta Police Department at 404-546-4235. We have Mary Ann. Mary Ann is missing from Glens Falls, New York. She was last seen August 18th, 1971. She was 13 years old, 4'8", 90 pounds. When she went missing, she was on her way to meet friends to go swimming. She never showed up and hasn't been heard from since. She was last seen wearing a white t-shirt, red and white shorts, and a black leather belt. She has a scar on her abdomen and on her chest. If you have any information about Marianne's whereabouts, please get a hold of Glen Falls Police Department at 518-761-3840. Next, we have Thomas Muse. Thomas is missing from New York. He was age 14 when he went missing, and he's been missing since August 9th, 1971. He was last seen in, I'm going to booger this one, Shetticatty, New York on August 9th, 1971. He has a scar on his left eyebrow. Thomas may go by the nickname Tommy. If you have any information about Thomas, please contact that police department at 518-382-5200. And let me move this out of the way. Please take a look at his photo, see if there's anything that stands out to you. Little things like that actually do matter. Excuse me. Next, we have Brian Schaefer. Brian Schaefer, a second-year medical student at the Ohio State University, was last seen on April 1st, 2006 at the Ugly Tuna Saloona. Sounds like a cool place. A bar near campus, celebrating the start of spring break. He was there with friends and was last seen talking to two women before disappearing. Security footage shows him entering but not leaving the bar. His car was found parked near his apartment, and his personal belongings, including his phone and bank accounts, have not been used since his disappearance. If you have any information on Brian, please get a hold of the Columbus Division of Police at 614-645-6545. Here we have Ian, Ian Burnett. He's missing from Manhattan, New York. Last seen December 30th, 2011, 22 years old, 5'10", 160 pounds. For me, it's the hair. I think the hair stands out for me. I don't know with you guys, but please take a look, see if there's anything about his face that you would recognize if you saw him in public. Burnett was a senior, majoring in engineering, mathematics, and physics at Commonwealth University and resided in Richmond, Virginia at the time of his disappearance. On December 26th, 2011, he traveled by bus to New York City to visit friends near the 139th Street and Riverside Drive. His last known communication with his parents occurred via text message on December 28th. On December 30th at approximately 4 p.m., Burnett texted his roommate in Virginia to discuss his plans for returning home. Later that evening, he exchanged his final known text message with the two women he was staying with in Harlem, Manhattan. According to the women, Burnett mentioned that he was stepping out to go out for the evening. He has not been heard from since. Although he left his iPhone behind at his friend's apartment, he took his driver's license, Metro card, and credit cards with him. While authorities do not suspect foul play in his disappearance, his loved ones remain concerned for his safety. If you have any information about Ian, please contact the New Kent County Sheriff's Department at 804-966-9500. Next, we have Iman Jefferson. She's missing from New Jersey, last seen December 4th, 2024. She's 25 years old, 5'6", 130 pounds. It looks like she has ties to the South Jersey area. She is described to have black hair and brown eyes. If you have any information about Iman, please contact Monroe Township Police Department at 856-875-2940. Then we have Sergio. Sergio is missing from West Virginia. He was last seen January 23rd, 2024. He's 30 years old, 5'11", 180 pounds. He was released from Pocahontas Jail on January 23rd, 2024. He was last taken to Pine Heaven Home. Okay, let me start over. Blah blah blah. He was taken to Pine Heaven Homeless Shelter. He has not been seen or heard from since. He is described to have brown hair and brown eyes. Sorry about that. His last location, of course, West Virginia. Last seen January 23rd, 2024. 30 years old, 5'11", 180 pounds. If you have any information about Sergio, please contact the Beckley Police Department at 304-256-1720. I'm going to pause just for a moment. He's found. I always try to put a found in there so that we know that there is hope for the parents out there that really feel that there isn't any. Hey, 007, you've been late for dinner for 4 months, buddy. Don't be late tonight, sir. No, thank you for being here. I appreciate you. Okay, next we have Antonio Colbert. He's missing from Talladega, Alabama. He was last seen January 14th, 2025. He is 46 years old. He was attempting to sell puppies between 5 p.m. to 5:30 p.m. in West Talladega, Alabama on January 14th, 2025. He has not been seen since. He is considered endangered by the police department and his phone is going to voicemail. He goes by the name Dread. If you have any information about Antonio, please contact the Talladega Police Department at 256-362-4508. Next, we have Rafael Serrato. He's missing from Georgia. He was last seen January 2025, 15 years old, 6 foot tall, 140 pounds. He was last seen wearing a black top and gray bottoms. He has a tattoo on his left hand that reads Maria. If you have any information about Raphael, please contact their police department at 770-513-5000. Chandler Baker has been found. Missing Lorraine. Lorraine Billings is missing from Cleveland, Ohio. She was last seen January 2025. She is 5'4", 130 pounds. She is listed as an endangered and was last seen in Cleveland. She was last seen wearing a pink beanie hat, black boots, black jacket, and blue smiley with a blue smiley face on the back. Black hoodie with a red flannel underneath it. Lorraine had a black duffel bag with white and black checkered purse. Again, she is 5'4", 130 pounds. If you can see anything about her face that would stand out to you that you may notice her in the public, please call this police department, Cleveland Police Department, at 216-621-1234. Next, we have Jaden Martinez. He's missing from Oregon. He's 16 years old. He's been missing since December 31st, 2024. He may be staying with several different friends in the Lafayette area or Carlton areas. Again, he is 16 years old. Excuse me. If you have any information about Jaden, please contact their police department at 503-434-7307. Next, we have Lewis. Lewis is missing from Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. He was last seen January 20th, 2025. He is 30 years old, 5'5", 155 pounds. When he was last seen at the intersection of Plus Street and South 18th Street in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. He was wearing a long black trench coat with a fur-rimmed hood and walking his black Doberman. The dog was found, but Lewis has not been found or heard of since. He is described to have brown eyes, long black hair to his shoulders, and usually has it in a bun. If you have any information about Lewis, please contact the Pittsburgh SVU at 412-323-7141. Next, we have Gianna Payne. Gianna Payne is missing from St. Paul, Minnesota. She was last seen January 9th, 2025. She's 12 years old, 5 foot tall, 85 pounds. Her last location was at Motel 6 in Roseville, Minnesota. She has been missing since January 9th and was last seen wearing a red hooded sweatshirt with black writing, jeans, and Ugg boots. She has long black braided hair and brown eyes. Please take a look at her face. She is only 12 years old. If there's anything about her that could stand out to you, please take a good look. That maybe if you see her in the public, you could get a hold of West Paul Police Department. Their number is 651-322-2323. Next, we have Jerome Phillips. Jerome Phillips has not been in contact with his family since November of 2024. Jerome is a diabetic, and there are concerns for his well-being. He was last seen wearing a black jacket, blue jeans, and black shoes. He has brown hair and brown eyes. And he is 45 years old, of course, 5'7", 200 pounds. Please take a look at his face. See if there's anything about him that's distinguishing to you that you would notice him out in the public. If you do see him, please contact Anchorage Police Department at 907-786-8900, potion 0. Shemaya Freeman. Shemaya Freeman is missing from North Carolina. Last seen January 17th, 2025. She's 15 years old, 5'1", 120 pounds. She was last seen at Kingston High School, North Carolina, and that's the last time that anyone has seen or heard from her. If you have any information about Shemaya, please call Kingston Police Department, 252-939-3160. And we have another found safe. Linda, I know you're watching. Keep hope. Found safe. Devin Wilkerson is missing from Kent, Washington. She's 16 years old. Last seen November 18th, 2024. She's 5'6", 160 pounds. It looks as, let's see if I can move this. I don't have a lot of information on this one. She was last seen at her West Hill home in Kent, Washington. In the past, she has frequented the Driftwood and Review apartment complexes, both in the Kent Valley. She was last seen wearing black Crocs, white socks, black pants, and a black hoodie with yellow writing. If you have any information about her, remember she is 16, please get a hold of the Kent Police Department 253 852 2121. We have Michael Levon. He's missing from Asheville, North Carolina. He was last seen March 11th, 2024, age 39, 5'10", 180 pounds. Michael had moved to Asheville with his girlfriend Cass. He checked in on his social media account on March 11th and posted 313 of 24, and he hasn't been heard from since. He reached out to some family members via Facebook and at that same time letting them know he was in Asheville living, but has not been in contact since. It is normal to have him go off the grid for a month or two, but usually he reaches out to family. With all of this time and no contact, family is very concerned. If you would have any idea where Michael may be, or if you see him out and about, please contact Asheville Police Department at 828 252 1110. Alyssa has been found. Another found safe. I'll pause for just a minute. Do you guys have any questions or is the sound still good? Everything good? Okay, we'll go on to the next. Another one found. Angela's found. Thank you, goodness. D'Angelo Rogers, he is also found. Missing Matt Amon. Matt Thomas Amon was last seen in Pocatello, Idaho on August 11th, 1971. He was arrested for disorderly conduct in July of that year. He spent a few weeks in Bangkok County Jail and he disappeared shortly after his release. He has never been heard from again. Amon previously attended Pocatello High School. He was allegedly hanging out with a rough crowd and was involved in illegal activities at the time of his disappearance. He was not reported missing for approximately 40 years. 40 years, wow. Few details are available on this case. I'm realizing that he was last seen in 1971. I still want to say he was 20 years old at that time. He was 5'9" at that time and 140 pounds. Please there's an age progressed photo, but I'm not sure that's really going to be a lot of help. But if you have any information about him at all, think you might see him out, go ahead and call. It can't hurt to go ahead and make that call. You can get a hold of their police department at 208 234 6100. Another one found. Thank goodness. Another. Awesome. We have Douglas Chapman. Douglas Chapman was last seen June 2nd, 1971, age 3. He was 3 foot tall, 35 pounds. Douglas Charles Chapman was last seen playing in the sandbox in his front yard. He has a mole on his right shoulder. He was last seen wearing a red and blue plaid shirt, blue or red pants, and loafers. If you have any information about Douglas, please contact the Maine State Police at 1-800 228 0857. Natalie was found safe, thank goodness. Another safe, thank goodness. James Stanford. James Stanford was last seen May 1st, 1971, 16 years old, 6'3", 125 pounds. James Stanford went missing when he lived in Overland, Missouri. When he disappeared, James had told family members before he went missing that he wanted to move to Texas or California to join a convent. If you have any information, please contact 314-428-1221. And again, there is an age progressed photo. You never know. This could be a neighbor, a friend, a guy at the grocery store. Just take a look at his face. If there's anything that stands out to you, just remember to call 314-428-1221. Michael Burnett. I know we went over him yesterday, but I just had to go over him again. I don't know. I just think he's just adorable. Just adorable little guy there. He's missing from California. He was last seen March 17th, 1971. He was 14 years old, 6 foot tall, 160 pounds. He was last seen at his home on March 17th. He has a scar on his left side of his chest. He may go by the name Mike. Foul play is suspected. If you think that you may see him, please contact Boot County Sheriff at 530-538-7404. Next, we have Irene. Irene is missing from Ellington, Connecticut. Last seen March 1st, 1971. She was 17 at the time, 5'3", 110 pounds. Irene LaRosa was last seen on March 1971, unknown specific day, near her home in Ellington, Connecticut. She is described as having brown hair and brown eyes. If you have any information, please contact their police department at 609-652-3705. We have David Yeager. David, I'm just going to stutter all day, I suppose. David Yeager. He's missing from Louisiana. Last seen February 6th, 1971. He was 17 at the time, 5'7" and 250 pounds. David Yeager was walking to Sanitary College from the 2600th block of Loba Lane when he disappeared. It is believed that he may have been hitchhiking, but no one ever saw him at the college that he had, and he has not been seen there since. He was possibly wearing black pants and an off-white t-shirt. If you have any information about David, please contact the excuse me, the Shreveport Police Department at 318-673-7300. We have Jeanette Kramer. Jeanette Kramer is missing from Wilmar, Minnesota. She was last seen January 1st, 1971. She was 13 at the time, 5 foot tall, 130 pounds. Let's see. Oh, I guess that's pretty much it with her. I thought there would be more. It just says that Jenna was last seen at an all girls home in Wilmar in 71 and has not been seen from since. Please take a look at her age progressed photo. You never know. You may see her out and about. You just don't know. You do. Please contact their police department at 320-235-1260. Guys, I'm going to have to come back over here and pause for a minute so that I don't start that coughing. Give me just a moment. I apologize. Okay. Sorry, guys. I do apologize. Okay, we have Joyce Brewer. Joyce Brewer is missing from Grand Prairie, Texas. I hope that I did. Did I unmute? Can you guys hear me okay since I muted and unmuted? This mic is so touchy. Okay. Okay, Janice Brewer is missing from Grand Prairie, Texas. She was last seen September 6th, 1970. She was 15 at the time, 5'7" and 135 pounds. Joyce has scars on her underside of her left arm, the side of her chest, and her torso. There's an age progressed photo. If you guys could take a look at that, and if you recognize her, she may be someone that you've seen lately. You never know. Please contact Grand Prairie Police 972-237-8790. We have Joshua Middleton. He's missing from Arkansas. Last seen January 20th, 2005. He was 20 years old at the time, 5'8", 175 pounds. He was last seen wearing a white hooded sweatshirt with eagles on the front, blue on upper front of sweatshirt, blue jeans and camouflage boots, brown fold up wallet and camouflage boots again they put up here. He is described to have brown hair and green eyes. They show a little another little tiny picture. I'm not sure that's a lot of help, but if you think that you may have seen Joshua, please contact the Newton County Sheriff's Department 870-446-5124. We have Dallas Moore. Dallas Moore is missing from Detroit, Michigan. He was last seen December 28th, 2024. 32 years old, 5'11", 190 pounds. He left his residence on the 1900th block of Westphalia Street in Detroit, Michigan on December 28th, 2024, and he did not return. He was last seen wearing a gray hooded sweatshirt, blue jeans, and white gym shoes. He is described to have brown hair and brown eyes. If you think you may have seen Dallas Moore, please contact Detroit's 9th Precinct at 313-596-5940. Next is Jill Rosenthal. Jill has been missing since 1965, and before anybody in the chat wants to say, yeah, it's been that long, listen. A lot of these people have been missing since 60s, the 50s, but every person deserves to be brought home and to have a proper burial if they're deceased, or if they're not, then they deserve to come home to their families. So I will continue to go over these cold case ones because they matter just as much as the new ones. I'll quit complaining and move on now. Jill Rosenthal, Atlantic City, New Jersey. Last seen July 2nd, 1965. Age 1. She was actually 1 foot tall. She was 20 pounds. Jill Rosenthal and her twin brother were abandoned at the age of 21 months. Jill's sister was found outside of McCrory's Variety Store on Broad Street, and Jill has not been found. The image shown is only a composite of what Jill may look like at 58 years old. She was last seen sometime around July 2nd, 1965. There are no known photographs of Jill. Her height and weight are estimates for when she was last seen. If you have any information about Jill, please contact the Atlantic Police Department at 609-347-5766. Next, we have Luke. Luke Mountjoy is missing from 40 Fort, Pennsylvania. He's last seen January 2025. He is 25 years old, 5'11", 180 pounds. And it really only says that he was last seen in 40 Fort, Pennsylvania. But if you think you may have seen him, please contact their police department at 570-287-8586. We have Kevin. Kevin is missing from Morgantown, West Virginia. He was last seen January 19th, 2025. He's 59 years old, 6 foot tall, 190 pounds. It looks like he was last seen at the Kroger Fuel Center on the University Avenue in Morgantown. A Pennsylvania resident, Kevin works in the Morgantown area and was last seen driving a bronze 2013 Hyundai Tucson with Pennsylvania license plates. If you think you have seen Kevin, please contact the Morgantown Police Department at 304-284-7522. Next, we have Cal Troutman. He's missing from Duncan, Oklahoma. Last seen January 21st, 2025. He is 17 years old, 5'6", 140 pounds. His last known location was at the Greyhound bus station in Joplin, Missouri on January 21st, 2025. He is described to have brown hair and brown eyes. If you have any kind of information about Kyle, please contact the Duncan Police Department at 580-255-2112. We have Danielle Hart. She's missing from Lockport, New York. She was last seen January 17th, 2025. She's 44 years old, 5'6", and she weighs 115 pounds. She was last seen leaving her home on Rapids Road in Lockport, New York, between 8 and 10 p.m. She was reportedly headed to the area of the transit of Robinson Roads. Her wallet and keys were left behind at her residence, and her phone is currently off. At the time of her disappearance, she was dressed in a black coat with black Ugg boots. Danielle is known to travel to New York City, North Carolina, and Oregon. If you think you've seen Danielle, please contact the New York State Police at 585-344-6200. Ella Francis is missing from San Bernardino County, California. She was last seen on December 28th, 2024. 27 years old, 5'7", 145 pounds. It looks like she was last seen near Duffy Street on 3rd Avenue in the unincorporated Muscoy area. She got into a late 1990s or early 2000s white Chevy two-door work truck with an unknown male. She was last seen wearing a black shirt, black leggings, black sandals, and white socks. She is described to have blonde hair and brown eyes. If you have any information, please contact the San Bernardino Sheriff's Department at 909-387-3545. Next, we have Michael Schaefer. He's missing from Florida. He was last seen December 25th, 2024. The most recent confirmed contact with Michael was on December 25th, 2024 at 7:30 p.m. during an in-person conversation with his daughter. Following that, a few text messages were sent from his phone, but no calls or photos have been provided to verify that that was him and that verify his identity. Authorities suspect that someone else may be using his phone, and its hotspot remains active. However, direct communication involving, including with detectives, have been scarce and raises suspicions. If you have any information, please contact that sheriff's department at 850-651-7400. Latrice was found, thank goodness. We have another found and another. It's going to be a good day. It's a good day when you see that they're found safe. We have Roderick Dura. He's missing from Spartanburg, South Carolina. He was last seen March 23rd, 2024. He is 36 years old, 5'8", 150 pounds at his time of his disappearance. He goes by his middle name, Casey, and was last seen at the residence in Spartanburg County on March 23rd, 2024. He has tattoos of roses on his left arm and Mickey Mouse on his right arm. Do you have any information about Roderick? I think it's Roderick. Please contact Spartanburg County Sheriff 864-809-7368. We have Christopher Nation. Christopher is missing from New Mexico. He is 41 years old, 6'4", 240 pounds. Last seen January of course, this year. New Mexico State Police have reason to believe that Christopher is in danger if he is not located. He was last known to be in, I'm going to booger this one, but we're going to say Tucaraca. Okay, New Mexico, and believed to be headed toward Texas. He is driving a white 2018 Nissan Frontier with a white camper shell, displaying Washington license plates number D30430F. If you have any information, please contact the New Mexico State Police 505-425-6771. Do we have any questions in chat? Sorry, guys, I can't see chat while I'm reading this, so don't think I'm ignoring anyone. I'm really not trying to. Oh, you're welcome, Mikey. No questions? Okay. This one hits hard. This, of course, if you guys, I'm sure you guys know, this one hits my heart. This one I'm currently working on to help her mother. Her mother is the sweetest, just like Marissa Carmichael's mom, the sweetest, sweetest, most honorable women. So this one kind of touches my heart. So if I get a little itchy throat, scratchy voice, that's why. Okay, we have Amy Felton. And I should have put it's actually Baumgartner. Her mom would like her to go by Amy Baumgartner Felton, but I helped with this, so this was my mistake. But she is missing from Carrollton, Illinois. She was last seen 7/12/2023. At that time, she was 39 years old, 5 foot tall, 145 pounds. Amy left with her personal belongings behind. She disappeared without a trace. She has a history of, I'm sorry about that, guys. She has a history of addiction, but she had recently gotten clean and seemed to have gotten her life on track. We all know, or we know of someone that wants to get their life on track. And when they do, the old crowd comes around, and we just don't know with Amy what could possibly happen, but we want her home. Her mother would love to see her come home. She's originally from Carlton, Illinois, but she was also known to spend time in Whitehall, Kane, and Dow. Again, she is 39 years old, 5 foot tall, 145 pounds. If you have any information about her, or if you think you may see Amy, she has that distinguishing tattoo on the right side of her face. Please contact the Carrollton Police Department at 217-942-3135. And if you can't get a hold of them, keep trying. Please don't give up. Next, we have Nayeli. I know I probably said that wrong. Nayeli from New Mexico. She was last seen January 20th, 2025, age 13, 5'4", 140 pounds. She was last seen leaving her residence at Northeast Heights by Albuquerque Academy at 9 p.m. on January 20th, 2025. She may be traveling with a friend, last seen wearing a white t-shirt, maroon sweater, and light pants. We have Jason Blankenship. He's missing from Randolph County, North Carolina. Last seen January 21st, 2025. He is 25 years old, 6 foot tall, 180 pounds. Jason was last seen 4 p.m. leaving his residence on Old Thomasville Road in a red Dodge Durango displaying North Carolina tag KDT 3092. He is believed to have been headed to Thomasville. Family members have been unable to reach him by phone and is concerned that with road conditions that he is unsafe. He is unshaven. He has brown hair and green eyes. He has a Browning logo tattoo on his right arm. If you have any information about Jason, please contact the Randolph County Sheriff's Department 336-318-6699. We have Catherine Walker. She's missing from Hattiesburg, Mississippi. She's been missing since January 16th, 2025. She's 41 years old, 5'10", and weighs 150 pounds. She was walking southbound on South 28th Street Avenue. She has brown hair and hazel eyes and was last seen wearing a pink-like jacket, blue jeans, and a hat. I apologize. You probably hear my dog barking. Oh, that's a sad one, but here we go. Here found safe. That's great. Another found safe. Missing Anthony Skinner. He's missing from Salina, Kansas. Last seen January 13th, 2025. Anthony is 50 years old. He's 5'10". He weighs 248 pounds. He took a bus from Salina, Kansas to New York on January 13th to see his children. The bus was scheduled to arrive on January 15th, but Anthony has not been seen. He messaged his children January 19th to say goodbye and stated that he wanted to harm himself. Ugh. Anthony could be in New York or Pennsylvania. He was last seen wearing a bright green hoodie, blue jeans, hookah shorts, and a camo wedding band. He has a tattoo that says Missy down his left forearm, a rose and tribal with Missy on his left bicep, April on the left side of his chest, and two hearts with Bonnie and Maylin inside. If you think you have any information on Anthony, please contact the Salina Police Department at 785-826-7210. Next, we have Denise Shee, and she's missing from New York, Queens, New York. Last seen January 7th, 1970. She was 16 at the time, 5'2", and 103 pounds. They have her as endangered missing. Denise was last seen leaving her house on July 7th, 1970, and she has not been seen or heard from since. Denise has pierced ears and was last seen wearing a size extra small blue shorts, excuse me, white size 5.5 dog type sandals, a gold ring with the initials DS, and a gold boys school ring. If you have any information about Denise, please contact the New York City Police Department at 212-694-7781. We have Sherry. Sherry Lynn Truesdale was last seen at the Rayless Department Store in Winston-Salem, North Carolina. She has not been heard from since. Sherry has a mole above her upper right lip, a mole in the center of the base of her neck, and pierced ears. She was last seen wearing a blue shirt, blue bell-bottom pants, and brown loafers. Sherry also had on a pentagon-shaped aqua blue earrings and girl's wristwatch with a black band. If you have any information about Sherry Truesdale, please contact the Winston-Salem Police Department at 336-773-7700. I'm going to pause just for a minute so I can grab a drink, and I will be right back. All right, guys, sorry about that. Let me go back over. Next, we have Cynthia Kuhn. Cynthia is missing from Ann Arbor, Michigan. Did that sound go back okay? I'm afraid when I pause, my mic messes up. Well, hello, Lisa. Thank you for joining us this morning. Sound still okay, guys? Okay, thank you, Fox. Okay, so Cynthia Kuhn. She's missing from Ann Arbor, Michigan. Last seen January 19th, 1970. She was 14 at the time, 5'4", 110 pounds. She left her residence en route to school in Ann Arbor. She did not attend school that day and did not return home that evening. She made contact with her family twice on April 1st, 1970, and again on April 2nd, 1970. She did not know her whereabouts at the time of the calls. An extortion type call was received to the family on May 5th, 1970. Since that time, no further contact has been made with the family. If you have any information about Cynthia, please call 734-971-8400. And again, here is her age progressed photo. The little photo is, if you could take a look at that, you may recognize her as the cashier at the dollar store, stuff like that. Just please take a look. Anything that stands out, just try to remember. And we'll do one more since it's almost been an hour. I try to make them short. We have David Miera. This one he's adorable. He's missing from Dixon, New Mexico. Last seen January 10th, 1970. He was 2 years old at the time, 3 foot tall, 50 pounds. He was last seen. He has a birthmark in the center of his back. He is described as having brown hair and brown eyes. If you have any information about David, please contact the New Mexico Department. It's 505-827-9181. Let me go back over. Okay, now I can see chat. Do you guys have any questions or you want to chat about anything at all? I can see chat now so I can kind of see what you guys are doing. Nothing? Okay. Well, I want to thank all of you for being here this morning. I can't thank you enough. It actually means so much to me. I know I went fast and tried to get as many out as I could, but it's really important that I get these faces out there. Old ones, new ones. It's just important. Even to take an hour out of a day, it's the least any of us could do to try to help someone that's just trying to find their way home. But I will end this then. I want to thank all of you. You guys have a great day. And as mom would say, make great choices. And I guess I'll see you tomorrow morning, 9 o'clock. Thank you guys. Have a wonderful day. Love you all. Bye bye.